Good morning. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee and Chat with Hallee Bridgeman. I'm live today because I had a busy weekend and I never got anything recorded. I have my cup of coffee, so I hope you have your cup of coffee or tea or whatever you drink in the morning and you have a few minutes to take a break while we chat. So today's question isn't about my books. It's can you explain your diet, and do you really spend 3 hours a day in the kitchen? So I've said that a few times to people in interviews and stuff, and so I knew that question was bound to surface. All right, so can I explain our diet, our family's diet? Basically, we follow what we call a biblical diet. It's not kosher because there's different laws that govern kosher. It's basically, if the food is disallowed in the Bible, in the book of Leviticus, we don't eat it, which is like pork, shellfish. All our fish has to have fins and scales, reptiles, some birds, most insects. You know, we could eat locusts if we wanted to. And so that's what we do. But we also add to that we eat whole foods. And so I don't cook by opening bags or boxes or cans. I cook from the whole food. So like what that means, for instance, is tomorrow or Wednesday, my daughter will be coming home from college for dinner. And she said, will you make supper nachos? Well, that's basically like a bean and cheese and meat that you eat with tortilla chips. And so what I will do Tuesday night is soak beans, and Wednesday morning cook them, and so I don't open a can of refried beans to make it. I make all of my own bread, that I grind the flour to make the bread, and I make like tortillas, and I make pita bread, and I grind popcorn to make like cornbread. So basically, I take it down to the basest base that I can take it, and then make it from there, so that all of the ingredients that my family is consuming are good, pure ingredients that their body knows exactly what to do with and can efficiently process. Instead of adding these additives and chemicals and preservatives that their body suddenly doesn't know, how to effectively process that, and it becomes a sluggish system. And that's why we do it. It's just to be as healthy as possible, but we're not purists, because we don't want our kids to with our autistic son, he would obsess on what he can't have versus what he can. And so, when we travel, they can have fast food. Every Thursday before his occupational therapy appointment, I take the boys to get ice cream at the ice cream parlor. We don't live and die by the diet. We just, when I cook, it's the cleanest possible way to cook. And I think that I think that God created food for us to enjoy the way that it's done. And I think that when I'm preparing fresh food, as I'm chopping and dicing and washing and slicing fresh vegetables, fresh meats, fresh fruits, good grains, all of my senses are pleased. It's pleasant colors, all their rainbow of colors. It's aromas. It's the sound. Everything is pleasant when I'm preparing, and it's a whole different experience than if I, for instance, open a can of soup and it glopped out into the pot. And on top of that, the end product of something from fresh is so much healthier and better than a canned product that there's just really no comparison to us. And the more that I learned about food and our bodies and the health benefits of following a biblical diet, the more that it made sense for us to do it that way. And so that's how we do it. So do I really spend 3 hours a day in the kitchen? Well, that's an average. Like this morning, before I came and did this, I took leftover venison roast and some vegetables from dinner last night and chopped some more vegetables and put it all in the crock pot for dinner tonight. Well, it took me like 27 minutes. Okay. And then at some point tonight before dinner, I'm going to make some cheese biscuits. That won't take 2.5 hours. But, I cook breakfast and I make lunch and I make dinner, and all of those meals require prep, production, and cleanup. I also make breads and I make desserts, and, between the time I wake up in the morning until the time I go to bed at night, most days I'm probably in the kitchen about 3 hours. Some days I'm not, and because of the way that I cook, because I take everything at the basis and work up, when I'm menu planning, I keep that in mind. So I'm not going to put chicken tamales and homemade ravioli on the same week, because that's going to have me in the kitchen extra hours in that week. But, today dinner is easy and it will be done, and the cleanup will be easy because it's all in one pot. And so, yes, I usually spend about 3 hours a day in the kitchen, but there's ways to cut that if I want to. So I hope that answers your question, and I thank you for your question. And this is my birthday week. I have a birthday on Friday, and so I'm having a special birthday bash scavenger hunt for my newsletter subscribers. And my newsletter will go out on Friday on my birthday. So if you are subscribed to my newsletter, look for that, because what I'm going to be giving away is the winner's choice of any of my series, all the paperback books in that series autographed by me. And so what you'll have to do is download all of my free books, Sapphire Eyes, A Melody for James, and Temperance's Trial. And then there will be a scavenger hunt that you'll have to answer questions that are in each of those books. And the winner will be picked from the people who answered all the questions right. So that will be on Friday. It will last all week to celebrate my birthday. And then the winner will be announced the following Friday. So if you haven't signed up for my newsletter, go to my website, halleebridgeman.com, click sign up for my newsletter, and get on the list, because only newsletter subscribers are going to get to see that. And if you have a question for me about me or my diet or any of my books or characters, they're on the same website. There's, a picture of a coffee cup. So click that and it will take you to the place where you can ask me a question. So have a great week. God bless you. And I will see you here next Monday.